All right, we are live. What's going on, Lead Gen Beast? It's your boy, MattieICE from Leads for Locals. Welcome to another episode of MattieICE Marketing, where I help you take your marketing to the next level. And today we're going to be talking about what I call kind of my online lead generation roadmap. And it's just I don't really want to call it a formula, it's just a roadmap that I follow whenever I'm, new clients or I'm getting into a new industry or whatever. And we are wanting to put systems in place to generate leads. So maybe that's using Facebook ads, LinkedIn, YouTube, doesn't really matter. I tend to follow the same process every single time. So that's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to dive into. So you can see exactly what that roadmap is. And what it does, at least for me, is it really helps to take the overwhelm. Like sometimes, we're putting all these systems in place and it can get a bit overwhelming. But when you have a process that you follow for pretty much every single campaign that you do, then it makes it a lot less stressful and it gets you to that end goal a lot faster. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to break down my roadmap for generating leads online. It doesn't really matter how you're going to do it, like what platform you're going to do, but we're going to talk about identifying your audience, like who that audience is, talking about list building, lead magnets, all that good stuff. So make sure you stick to the end. I'm going to break down everything step by step. We're going to go through quite a few examples we're going to break down each step and go through multiple examples so that you guys can get a good idea of how this works. All right. So do me a solid, guys. If you are watching this elsewhere, if you can head over to YouTube, I would really appreciate it. It does help with the algorithm. Please smash that like button. Get those likes up for me. And then make sure you subscribe too if you're not already subscribed. And turn on the bell notification because I do this every week now. So this is kind of like my weekly YouTube podcast where we talk about something different in marketing every single week. Different strategies, different techniques that you can use to, again, take your marketing to the next level. So I will drop a link in the comment section here to YouTube. If you guys don't mind, head on over to YouTube and hit that like button for me. It really does help. And also, guys, share this kind of stuff with your entrepreneur friends as well. And I want to preface that with, I really hope that you guys embrace this type of stuff, this marketing stuff, online lead generation. I think sometimes it's really underrated, like how powerful these skills really are. Like you're building real world skill sets that add massive amounts of value to both your life, or if you're doing this for clients, to your client's life and business, right? Because once you're able to generate your own leads, build your own pipeline, you have these systems in place that help you close those leads as well. I mean, you could write your own ticket. Like it's such a powerful skill set to have. And one of the reasons you can't hear anything. Let's see. Come on, let me check my settings. Audio. Check. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Can you guys hear me okay? Drop a comment down below, please. I want to make sure that gets fixed. If not, it's showing that my microphone's working. But real quick, what I was going to finish up with is that with all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world right now, having these skill sets really makes a huge difference. Like, I don't know if you guys, follow crypto or whatever, like FTX is blowing up and like all these big companies are going bankrupt. We're learning about all this fraud. People are losing tons of money and it really sucks, and I'm not discounting that at all. But my point with this is that when you have these skill sets, you have the ability to bulletproof your life financially, because you're always going to be in business. You're always going to be you're always going to have services that you can offer. People are going to need those services. Like businesses always need new customers, new leads. People always want to be able to build their pipeline. It's like the lifeblood of their business. So when you know how to do this stuff and you have a really good process that you can replicate across pretty much any industry, you're in the top 10 to 20% when it comes to marketing at that point. Because a lot of people just want to throw up like a quick Facebook ad and, not really do any research. They've heard about how powerful the algorithm is and stuff like that. And, they don't put any real effort into understanding the audience. How do we optimize this? How do we make it really, really work? And what happens if something goes wrong? What happens if your campaigns are not performing? Do you know what to do to fix that, to improve performance, right? Things like that. So I just hope that you guys embrace this kind of stuff, because it's so, so powerful. Once you know how to build your own pipeline, put automations and systems in place to convert that pipeline into appointments, sales, whatever, I'm telling you, the sky's the limit. Actually, there is no limit at that point. You can grow your business, whatever it is that you do, as far as you want. So, all right, let's dive into it. I'd like to get a couple more comments just to make sure you guys can hear okay. So I got one saying that they can't hear anything. I got one saying they can hear fine. It looks like my mic is working. I just checked the settings. Double check it one more time. If I get it a little closer. Yeah. So it looks like we're okay. Hopefully, because that would kind of suck. We go through this and nobody can hear anything. So just a couple things real quick, guys. If you want to support the channel, check out leadsforlocals.net. I got a bunch of courses, different services. You can book one-on-one coaching with me if you want. If you want to dive into something within your marketing, we can hop on a Zoom call for an hour and just chop it up. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, we can get it fixed. And yeah, go from there. So check out the website, see if there's something that would help you, because I have tons of courses. I'm actually I'm going to be redoing my digital marketing mastery program pretty soon, which is pretty much everything I've ever done and ever learned and continue to do when it comes to marketing. So I'll have that available again pretty soon. But anyways, let's get into this. Also, make sure you stick to the end too. Save your questions for the end. We're going to do a live Q&A. If you guys want to hop onto the video and ask your questions, I will drop a link later on at the end for you to be able to do that. So if you have specific questions, it doesn't even really have to be, we are talking about marketing. It doesn't have to be specifically about this roadmap I'm going to go through, but whatever you're struggling with in your marketing, we could talk about. Cool. Let's rock and roll. I'm going to share my screen. Does my YouTube channel walk it step by step? Walk what step by step? I'm not. Can you clarify that question, please? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Let's see. Let me go ahead and share my screen. There we go. All right, let's dive into this. Let's blow this up a little bit bigger. Actually, this might, let me try this one. Yeah, this might be better. Let's try that one. All right, cool. So let's, I just want to do an overview of what we're going to be talking about, what this roadmap looks like. If you guys have been following me any amount of time, you know that I like to try and keep things as simple as possible. So, I just don't like to overcomplicate this stuff. And this is just the roadmap that has worked for me. So if this doesn't look like it's as complicated as it should be, that's on purpose. Okay. I like to keep things as simple as possible. Because a lot of times the simple things are what works the best. Like, we don't need to do anything crazy for this stuff to work really good and be able to generate your own leads online. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is list building and Facebook groups. This isn't like a technical part of it, other than setting up the Facebook group, which I'm probably, I might next week, I might do a deep dive on growing. Like, we'll just talk about Facebook groups and starting a group, growing it, because it's such an amazing asset in your business, guys. But I want to talk about the concept of building a list and growing these Facebook groups and the benefits of that, because I think it's often overlooked. We're so focused on getting immediate sales, closing the sale as soon as possible. And for me, that's just the completely opposite way of how you want to think about marketing. It comes down to building a pipeline. So we're going to talk about building a list and growing a Facebook group. Then we're going to dive into the audience. And this is where I start first. Like, you guys have to know who your audience is. Otherwise, how do you know what to build? How do you know what to create? What type of funnel to make? What type of ad copy you should write? What type of follow-up systems you should have in place? Like, you don't. So we have to know who our audience is. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about lead magnets. I talk about this a lot, actually, because the lead magnet is the core asset of all of your marketing. It's what you build all of your marketing around, to offer this free lead magnet so that you build your list, you grow your Facebook groups, etc. We'll talk about the foundation, and what this is going to be your funnels and website. It's going to be your CRM, your follow-up automations and things like that. You want to have that in place before you launch any campaign. I've seen more people than I'd like to see launch like Facebook ads and have hardly any follow-up in place. Their funnel is all screwed up. There's hardly any automations in place to stay in front of these people. They just want to get a Facebook ad up and running as soon as possible. You don't want to do that. You got to have your foundation in place first. And once you have your lead magnet set up, that's when you can start to create and put all this stuff together. After you have your foundation in place, now you're ready to explore what platforms do you want to reach out to your audience on. That could be Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. But we want to. There's I kind of have like I don't like to call it a formula, but a system I follow for identifying what platforms you want to be on. Right. So we're going to talk about that. All right. Let's break down the first one though. All right. List building and Facebook groups. So you want to focus on building your pipeline, growing a Facebook group. I put this optional as for the Facebook group because it's kind of hard to get people to start a Facebook group. I'm not really sure why. Maybe there's just not enough training on it. And that's why, like I said, maybe next week we'll dive into how to build and grow a Facebook group. But these things are your most valuable and most powerful assets in your business, guys. Because once you have these things, a simple email and a text, a simple post in the Facebook group, connecting with people in your Facebook group, maybe doing a live training in the Facebook group, like that's the kind of those are the kind of assets that allow you to turn a pipeline into actual sales, customers, clients, booked appointments, etc. So you don't want, like, I had a conversation with a coaching client about this the other day about not focusing on immediate sales. And I think people get really discouraged just way too fast. Like, it's okay to get discouraged here and there. I still get discouraged with stuff sometimes, but you want to focus on building the pipeline, not the immediate sales. Now, you can make immediate sales. I'm not saying you can't do that. A good example of this would be the life insurance industry. That's an industry I do a lot of my marketing in and work in. And when we're generating leads, you're going to get a certain percentage of people on the phone immediately. Like, and when I say immediately, I'm talking about like the first 7 days. Okay. And on average, I mean, you should be maybe closing about like 5 to 10% within your first week or two. Hopefully. I mean, that's, the numbers will vary depending on your, like who you're specifically going after, your geography, locations that you're targeting and things like that. But here's the thing is, just because somebody doesn't answer the phone or become a customer and a client or book an appointment right away, it doesn't mean they're not interested. It doesn't mean that they don't want your service and that you should not, that you shouldn't waste time on them. That's ridiculous, guys. You'd be amazed at how many people will answer the phone and close 30, 60, 90 days later. Okay. And, that's why building the pipeline is so powerful, because if you don't build the pipeline, then you don't have the potential to close deals 30, 60, 90 days later, right? And that's where the real return on investment starts to show up. I just had somebody message me the other day. They've put $1,000 into Facebook ads for annuities, and they've made $5,000 so far. That's a 5x return, right? But they didn't make that in the first week. It took time to build that pipeline. Like $1,000, that's spent over a decent amount of time, but it's the return on investment that you really want when it comes to paid advertising anyways. All right. So that's why it comes down to building the pipeline, following up with that pipeline. We're going to talk about that in the foundation section here. But I want you guys just to shift your thinking a little bit when it comes to marketing. All right. The bigger your pipeline, the bigger the pipeline you can create, as long as you have the right systems in place, the more money you're going to make, the higher your return on investment is going to be. Okay. So build the pipeline that you can follow up with and close 6 months from now. And I know that, like, sometimes when I say that, people are like, 6 months down the road, I need to make money now. And I get it to a certain extent, but if you're going to be in business, this is the reality of being in business. Not everybody's going to become a customer or client right off the bat, right? So you've got to give this time. But my point with this is I don't want you guys getting discouraged just because you're not making a ton of immediate sales. You're not closing all these leads that you're generating right off the bat. You will over time. Focus on building the list. Okay. And the good thing about lists is that there's so many different ways that so many different things, so many different strategies you can implement with once you have your list. One of my favorites is the database reactivation. It's incredible how many businesses are sitting on a gold mine with their list, don't even know it. They never tap into it. And it's just amazing when I run database reactivation for my clients, like how many responses they get. Of course, it depends on the size and the quality of the list, but I'm telling you guys, once you have your list, and you can do this in Facebook groups, you can do this with your LinkedIn connections, right? Because there's multiple ways to build a list, not just an email and a phone number, right? Connections, friends, people that you're connecting with on these social media platforms. That's a potential list, right? Database reactivation, really, really powerful. Again, I'm probably going to do a completely separate, like a whole training 1 week on just database reactivation because it's so freaking powerful. And it's easy to do. It's really not that hard, but you have to have the list in order to do it. You can create lookalike audiences, partnerships, affiliate programs. There's so much stuff you can do once you build your list. And one other thing I was going to mention too about this list and immediate sales. When I was talking to one of my coaching clients the other day, they were talking about a company that they claim, and I'm not saying that they're lying or anything, but they're closing like 60% of their leads. And what I told them was, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. Let's assume that it is. That I can almost guarantee you they're not closing 60 out of 100 leads, like brand new leads every single week. Like if they generate 100 leads in a week, I can almost guarantee you they're not closing 60% of them within that week. All right. That 60% close rate comes from the pipeline. Like a lot of those, a big chunk of that 60% is likely from leads that are 30, 60, 90 days old that are finally responding to the follow-up marketing. Right. So that was a good example that I meant to share earlier. Sorry for kind of bouncing all over the place, but hopefully that gives some perspective on what I'm talking about here with the list, because they wouldn't have that without the pipeline, guys. That's why this is so important and why I wanted to start with this. So focus on growing your list, getting emails, phone numbers. All right. Growing a Facebook group. They're incredibly powerful, guys. Really, really awesome stuff. All right. So that's the first part. Next, let's talk about the audience. All right. So this is like kind of the first technical aspect of the roadmap. You got to know who your audience is, guys. Otherwise, how do you know what to put in place? How do you know what kind of advertising to do, what platform to be on, right? Now, with that said, here's the thing. I really don't like to overcomplicate this part either. I don't like to overcomplicate anything, but I've seen some really like in-depth sheets and documents and different ways of identifying who your audience is, like down to knowing what kind of socks they like to wear. Like for me, that's a little bit overkill, that kind of stuff. You don't need to know every single little thing about your audience in order to successfully target your audience on these social media platforms. All right. Because the technology we have available to us now, guys, is incredible with these marketing platforms. The interests we're able to target, just the overall lists and audience that we're able to build and then market to. It's incredible. So, but you really want to know who your audience is. Who are you going after? Okay. And one of the things that one of the questions I like to ask when I'm trying to identify, okay, who are we going after here, is what part of the market do you want to target? Technically, this would be called a sub niche, right? And the best way for me to explain this and share this with you guys is to give you a couple of examples. Okay. So we're going to do 3 examples here really quick: credit repair, life insurance, business loans. I do marketing in all 3 of these industries, so I know this stuff works. All right. Credit repair. This is actually a really good example because oftentimes clients and students in the credit repair industry that I've worked with, they want to do just general, broad credit repair for everybody. And it works. I'm not saying that it doesn't. But I always recommend trying to niche down to a specific part of the market, right? So we're offering, we want to go after people who need or are interested in credit repair, but what are they interested in credit repair for? What are they trying to accomplish with better credit. And we came up with basically 3 markets that we target in credit repair that do really well. And it's home buyers, business owners, real estate investors. Why are we targeting them? Well, in order for someone to buy a home, or at least the home that they want, it's probably a good idea to have good credit so that you can buy more house. Basically, it's a lot cheaper. You can get a lot better house or a much better house with better credit, right? So when we do our marketing, we're not just going after broad general credit repair. We're targeting people who are looking for a home or visiting sites like realtor.com, homes.com, but they're also interested in credit as well, right? So now we're starting to get into who our actual audience is. It's people in the market for a home who also need credit repair. Business owners. All right. What do business owners need good credit for? Well, funding for their business. Almost every business needs some type of funding or line of credit for their business in order to continue operating as usual, right? So having good credit helps them do that, right? So we can create a marketing campaign targeting business owners, all right, who are showing interest in credit repair. And now we can build an entire system around this particular audience, right? Real estate investors need funding for their real estate deals, right? How are they going to get funding? Well, much easier way is to have good credit, right? So if we put an ad or some type of marketing in front of real estate investors to improve their credit so they can get the funding they need for their real estate deals, they respond to that really, really well. And the benefit of this kind of stuff, guys, is that you're able to speak to a very particular part of the market, okay? When you start to sub-niche like this and go after particular parts of the market. And when you can speak the language of your audience, so instead of doing just general broad credit repair to real estate investors, if I say that we do credit repair specifically for real estate investors so they can get funding for their deals, and I put that in front of real estate investors, they're going to resonate with that so much more than if I just put general, like, hey, we will help you with your credit, credit repair services. And then we put that in front of real estate investors. It doesn't have as much impact, right? So that's why targeting a specific part of the market can really take your marketing to the next level, guys. I know this because it's exactly what it does for us. Life insurance is a great example. Lots of different people in different situations need life insurance. So again, instead of doing just broad general life insurance, what if we went after senior citizens, maybe for burial or final expense insurance, right? What if we went after homeowners for mortgage protection? What if we go after parents? What if we go after business owners interested in life insurance, right? Like all of these people are in different situations in their lives, right? But again, if we can create marketing campaigns that speak their language, like almost as if this ad was specifically made for them. This ad is for parents and grandparents looking to protect their loved ones after they pass, something like that, right? And then we offer our free lead magnet, which we'll talk about next, right? Really, really powerful stuff. When you sub niche, guys, I'm telling you, it makes such a huge difference. Business loans. This is a great example. There are so many different business industries. So instead of offering just broad general business loans, we offer business loans to specific industries. So we'll go after construction business owners who are interested in funding. Trucking, right? What's another one? Restaurants. I've done landscaping before. We do ERC tax credits, equipment, heavy equipment financing. Like we have so many different campaigns that target a specific part of the market. And that is, for me, one of the reasons why our marketing does so well in so many different industries is because of this right here, guys, because we are targeting a specific part of the market. So I want you to think about that. If you're kind of just doing broad general marketing right now, you can continue to do that. I'm not saying to stop that. In some cases, especially if you have the budget for it, that can work really good. But if you haven't tried this before, I encourage you to test it and see, and then compare the difference in results. I'm telling you, you'll see a pretty big difference. All right. So this, what else we got? It helps define targeting when you start prospecting. So this basically means once we know who we're going after, what part of the market we're going after, that's going to help us build our list. So in Facebook, for example, I use a multi-layer targeting system. So we'll use, we'll put, going back to credit repair as an example, we'll put for our first layer of interest, we'll put something like homes.com, realtor.com, which would indicate that people are interested or at least looking to buy a home. The next layer would be credit, like some type of credit interest as well. So now we're telling Facebook that we want to be in front of people who are looking for a home, also looking for help with credit. Right? That's a really powerful audience. But you wouldn't know what interest to look for if you don't know who your audience is. Same thing with like LinkedIn Sales Navigator. If we were to do that on Sales Navigator and you build out your list, knowing who you're going after is going to allow you to, it's going to allow you to use the different fields and different options, targeting options, much more effectively. Right? What groups does your audience hang out in? What interests do they have? Right? These are good questions to ask. Also, what groups they're in. Again, we'll talk about this in another training. Like Facebook group prospecting or LinkedIn group prospecting can work really, really good too. That's a whole other type of prospecting system, but it can be really powerful. So, but anyways, all this stuff comes down to knowing who your audience is. What part of the market do you want to go after? So hopefully that helps, guys. I know that it's made a huge difference in my marketing and the results that we get. Let me just double check the chat here. See if there's any questions. How to go from the beginning and the end, meaning how to start marketing via lead generation, like a checklist. I mean, that's kind of what we're going over now. Hopefully by the end, you'll have some clarity on, like we're kind of doing a 30,000 foot overview for this, to do like a step-by-step checklist on every single little thing that you would build. That would take way too long. That's what my courses are for. If we want like step-by-step, here's what we build. This is when we build it. That's what my courses are for. You can go to leadsforlocals.net to learn more about those. Used to sell the leads generation for credit repair. Again, I'm not really sure what that means. I don't like to sell leads. I like to teach people how to generate their own leads. Or I mean, if they want to hire me to come on board and set it up for them, I'll do that too. But yeah, that's just a preference. So, all right, cool. Let's dive back into this. All right. Let's talk about the lead magnet. I have mentioned this so many times on my channel. I talk about it extensively in all of my programs. It's also, again, one of the very first things I focus on in a brand new industry is what can we offer now that we know who our audience is. I should mention too, well, this kind of ties into the lead magnet is, once you know your sub niche, like the part of the market that you want to go after, what are their problems? Like, what are the problems you're trying to solve there? That's kind of part of this lead magnet. That's why I saved it for this part. But obviously, part of knowing your audience is knowing what problems they have, right? And knowing how to speak the language of those problems, like how to really call them out and offer a solution, right? So one thing you can do too is, maybe write out the top 3 to 5 problems that your product or service solves for your audience. That can be really good too. But anyways, this lead magnet, now that we know who we're going after here, all right, this lead magnet basically offers something for free in exchange for contact info. This is what's going to allow you to build your list, grow your Facebook group, whatever it is. At the very least, grow your list. All right. So we're asking for name, email, phone number in exchange for something free that our audience is going to find valuable. All right. It should be something that, well, I just said it. It should be something your audience finds valuable. Good example of this. My favorite lead magnets are free guides, free master classes or training. It really depends on the industry that you're in. It could be also something as simple as a discount code. It could be a PDF document, like some type, or maybe a checklist. Actually, a checklist work really good as lead magnets too. But it's something that should help our audience solve like 1 or 2 of their problems, right? It should be easy to consume. Like, I'm guilty of this. Sometimes my lead magnets are very, very long. Like I said, I like to do master classes as lead magnets in my business. And some of them are like an hour long, which is like overkill. You don't need to do that. But the point is, it should be pretty easy for people to consume. It shouldn't take a really long time. Again, it just depends on your industry, but just deliver a quick 3 to 5 bullet points. And in a minute, I'm going to show you guys some examples of my lead magnet pages, how to create really good lead magnets. I actually did training on this. Let's see, it was in Canva on how to create really cool lead magnets. But anyways, we're basically trying to help our audience solve one or two of their problems using this system, these 3 to 5 things, right? So, if you're an expert at something in particular, let's say it's HVAC, like let's say you're in the HVAC business, could you put together a 3 to 5 point bullet list or checklist on how to, what do you call it? I'm going brain dead on the word. Diagnose. Yeah, how to diagnose an issue with your AC, something like that. You could do the same thing with plumbing. You could do the same thing with accountants. Like, do you have a 3 to 5 point checklist or system or something specific that you do in your business that you tend to do for all your clients, right? Can you just kind of give an overview of what that process looks like? And then you offer that for free, right? That's your lead magnet right there. But at the end of the day, it should be something that your audience finds valuable. Great example for credit repair. We offer, again, once we know who our audience is and what part of the market we're going after, we can now offer free credit repair guides specifically for homeowners, specifically for real estate investors, specifically for business owners, right? To improve your credit to get funding for your business, funding for your real estate deals, so you can buy your dream house, right? Hopefully you can see how all of this is tied together. But it should be something that just helps people solve a problem. Now, the other thing that it should do, though, because remember, this is basically a sales tool. It's helping you build your list, all right? But it's also a sales tool that's going to help you sell your product or service, right? That's what your lead magnet should do. It should indirectly sell your product or service. A great example of this in my master classes when I'm teaching lead generation and marketing for a specific industry. Oftentimes throughout that free masterclass, I'm mentioning that, hey, so we're talking about Facebook ads here, just so you know, in my program, I give you done for you like pre-made Facebook ads that you can copy and paste into your ads manager, click the button down below to learn more. And then I just continue. In my demo for my SaaS product, Elite Broker, I offer a free business loan lead generation masterclass. Throughout that masterclass, I'm showing them the different parts of how Elite Broker can implement what I'm teaching in that masterclass. Hopefully that makes sense. But you just want to sprinkle throughout your lead magnet just a couple of mentions of how your product and service solves this particular problem, right? And also have multiple calls to action. You don't want to go crazy with this. You don't it shouldn't be an entire sales pitch. Like, you really want to focus on providing value to people, teaching them something, etc. But you should have calls to action within these lead magnets, right? So I want to show you an example of that really quick. And then I want to show you guys how you can create a lead magnet really, really quickly, very easily inside of Canva. So let me show you an example of my lead magnet page here, or one of them. So the way I like to do this is I like to send people to an actual page that contains my lead magnet. But if you're just getting started, you can also just send people to or send like a PDF document if you want via email. Let me go to my masterclass here. Here we go. This is a very simple page, guys. And this is inside of Go High Level. I use Go High Level for all this stuff. If you don't have it yet, please go through my affiliate link in the description. 2-week free trial. It does help support the channel. Really appreciate it. And I have tons and tons of tutorials on how to use it. It is awesome, guys. But this is my my lead magnet page right here. I have 2 buttons down here. Learn more about my SaaS product, which brings them to a demo page. And then this right here takes them to my Facebook group. Again, I've built my list by getting them to opt in for this masterclass, but now I want to make sure that they're also in my Facebook group so I can connect with them there, follow up with them. They see my follow-up content, all that stuff, right? So again, all of this ties in together. But you can see here, really simple page, guys. I'm delivering my lead magnet. I mean, there's not much more to it than this. It's really, really simple. But the important thing is having your calls to action somewhere on the page or within the lead magnet that you are delivering so that people can get more information from your business, whether that's maybe you link out, maybe instead of like a demo page or an order form, you link out to an appointment page or calendar, something like that. It depends on your sales process. But like this page right here, it works so good, guys. It's because it comes down to the value you're delivering to your audience. If you provide really good value to your audience, again, they might not sign up or become a customer client right away, but they are going to be very happy to stay on your list, continue consuming your content, and at some point they're going to buy. Not everybody, but I get sales from people that sign up to my list 3, 6, 12 months down the road, right? So that's why building the list and having those automations in place is so powerful and important. We'll talk about that in a minute. So anyways, if you, let's say you don't want to do a video or a masterclass, right? What you can do, if we go over to Canva really quick. So Canva is free to start. I recommend upgrading. It's only, I think it's like $13 a month. It is absolutely worth it, guys. This is such an awesome tool. I want to show you something you can do here really quick. We're going to click on create a design. We're going to type in presentation. I will just choose a 16:9. And actually, what I'm going to do, let's actually type it in right here. It's just kind of easier to see all the templates. Type in presentation. Let's get rid of this. And what we're going to do is find a template. You're going to find a template that resonates with you. What looks good to you? What do you think that your audience is going to respond to? And maybe you test out a couple different variations of this. All right. But what we're going to do here is, let's see. I kind of like this one. Let's see. Let's try. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. All right. Once you find one that resonates with you, you can actually create a really awesome PDF with this presentation. Okay. And basically all you're going to do is once you know that the 3 to 5 bullet points that you want to talk about within this lead magnet, you're just going to put it into this presentation. That's it. You're just going to customize this. And what we do here, so we got our template right here, or what do you call it? Cover page or first page, whatever. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. But right up here, you can put your logo. All right, so because we do want to implement branding here. So you click uploads, upload file, find your logo, double click it. It's going to put it on the page here. Let me see if I can find mine really quick. Let's go to Leads for Locals. There we go. So we put our logo on here. Let's get rid of this stuff. All right. And then you're going to customize your text. Maybe so free home buyer credit repair guide or credit repair checklist, HVAC checklist. I don't care what it is, guys. Whatever it is that you want to use for future home buyers. Okay. And then, so basically, and you can add, delete, whatever you want. I'm not doing a full deep dive onto how to use Canva. I just want to show you the overall strategy here is you're changing all this text, and then you click this plus sign. And if we go back to templates, click right here, you can now start to add these different pages onto into your lead magnet, right? You can update these photos and stuff. This probably isn't the best example for a PDF document, but my point is like, once you add these pages and you have your content done, you can also add calls to action in here, right? So if let's say we're talking about, something to do with credit repair right here, like tip number 1. Okay, so if we do tip number 1, I don't know, pay off debt or pay down debt, something like that. I'm not a credit repair expert. All right, you talk about it right here. And then what we can do is we can add another piece of text here. And we could turn this into a button. Request your custom credit repair plan. This would be whatever the next step of your funnel is. So if it's booking an appointment, doing a strategy call, taking advantage of a discount, I don't care. It doesn't matter. All right. This right here, this call to action inside of your lead magnet is the next step in your funnel. Requesting a demo, booking an appointment, making a purchase, whatever. All right. We're going to go to elements. We can actually turn this into a button. We're going to choose the little square right here, and we're going to just adjust it a little bit. And we can we now basically turn this into a button inside of our PDF, and we're going to highlight this. And right here, these 3 little dots, this link, you're going to insert the link to the page of the next step of your funnel. Is it an appointment calendar? Is it an order form? Is it another opt-in page to get a demo? Is it a survey or questionnaire? Something like that, right? You're going to insert that link. All right. And when you're done with your lead magnet, you're going to click share, download, and you can download this now as a PDF. And I'm telling you guys, you got a bad, just an awesome looking PDF document at that point with calls to action, links and buttons that people can actually click throughout the PDF document that will take them to the next step in your funnel. How awesome is that? Like, you don't have to build any of this stuff from scratch, guys. I rarely do. It's really, really easy to create just a very good looking lead magnet with calls to action that indirectly sell your product and service using stuff like this, and with Loom, with the masterclass, if you want to do Loom or something like that, you can use Loom. Sorry, I'm a little getting rid of these tabs here, but Loom Google Chrome extension. It's free. I pay $10 a month for it. But if you want to create videos for this, for your lead magnet, very, very easy to do. Just kind of like I'm doing right now. So this stuff isn't too complicated, guys. It comes down to knowing your audience. What problems do they have that your product and service solves? Can we put, in order to create a lead magnet, can we put 3 to 5 parts or different pieces of how we help our audience solve their problems into a PDF document, into a quick video, and then we offer that as our lead magnet in all of our marketing. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. So that's the lead magnet portion. Double check for any questions here. Yeah, we do stuff for final expense leads all the time. I have an entire program specifically for life insurance, final expense, annuities, IULs. It's Agent Lead Gen Mastery. And it comes with all the pre-made Facebook ads, the funnels, the automations. Like they give you an entire snapshot that you can just import, and it's all done for you. So I'll drop a link down below. Agent Lead Gen Mastery. Let's get this here. It's a pretty awesome product. The guy that I mentioned to you guys earlier that put the $1,000 into Facebook ads for annuities, made $5,000. He's in Agent Lead Gen Mastery. Follow that system. I don't typically run ads. Like I do take I do still take one-on-one clients every once in a while, but I don't because of the way I structure my programs. Like I give you guys in my programs, I give you guys pre-made Facebook ads. And if you're doing LinkedIn, I give you the scripts and the template profile stuff, like for your bio and the cover photo. Like I give you everything that I would set up for you anyways. Now, if you bring me on board, I will do something custom, obviously custom for that client. But you don't. My goal with with these programs is that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on an agency in order to have them run ads for you. It's already pre-made for you. There's the snapshot, pre-made Facebook ads. If you can follow simple instructions, copy and paste stuff, you should be good to go. You don't need to hire anybody. With that said, some people don't have time. They would rather just hire somebody. Totally get that. So we do still do that. All right, let's get back to it. Let's move on to the next step here. All right, so we've talked about, we know who our audience is. We now know what kind of lead magnet we want to put together. We now know how to create that lead magnet very easily inside of Canva or a simple, slideshow presentation, whatever. Canva gives us all the tools we need to create an awesome lead magnet. Okay, great. Now that we have this stuff, what's next? We need our foundation in place, guys. All right, you have to have this stuff in place before you do any marketing. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. Got to have this stuff in place. Simple funnels. All right. Again, this is all stuff that I provide inside of my programs for credit repair, life insurance, elite broker for the business loan industry. All this stuff is done. But you want to put your funnels in place, and basically the funnel. What does your sales process look like? What steps do you want your prospects and leads to go through before they get to you or as they're getting to you? Okay. So an example of this. A typical funnel for me, that I do for my clients, is an opt-in page, a questionnaire page, and then an appointment page. That's pretty much it. That's what we use inside of a lead broker. So the opt-in page is going to be offering like for business loans, we'll stick with that example, a free custom business funding plan. All right, we're going to get their name, email, phone number. The next page is going to be a questionnaire that asks them specific multiple choice questions to get more information about their business. The idea of the questionnaire is to generate intent in this case. Like if you're in high ticket sales, you're trying to get appointments, this is a really powerful step to have in your funnel because I don't want to say it pre-qualifies people, but you can make it do that. But the point is that the more steps you can get people to take, the more serious they typically are. The more likely they are to answer the phone, book an appointment, show up for that appointment, right? So the idea of the funnel is to take your audience through a series of steps. Now, your funnel is going to be maybe a lot different than mine. It just depends on your industry. But there's different types of funnels here, and depends on your business. Lead generation funnels, appointment setting funnels, sales funnels, right? So if you're a local business, for example, I actually did this for a hair salon a while back. It was during all the shutdowns. And we helped her make $1,100 in 2 days doing a database reactivation campaign. Holy smokes, having the list available. So I really like to hype on the power of the list because of stuff like that. But anyways, we helped her make $1,100 in online gift card sales in 2 days with a list of about 200 people. We sent a simple series of emails and text messages offering this gift card online. You get a 10% credit, whatever. That was a sales funnel. So the page that we sent people to actually had it had a series of buttons that they can click, like how much do you want to purchase? And the more you purchase, the more credit you get, blah, blah, blah. They click on a button, it then takes them to an order form page, which then takes them to a confirmation page. So after they order, confirmation page, okay, your gift cards or your sales complete, click here to join the Facebook group, right? That would be an example of a sales funnel. Appointment setting would be what I just described to you. Opt-in page, questionnaire page, and then finally getting to an appointment calendar. I don't recommend sending people directly to an appointment calendar. I like having I like getting more information from people before, or if you're not going to have a separate page, like Go High Level makes it easy for you to put additional questions on the appointment calendar itself. So before they can book the appointment, they have to answer a series of whatever questions that you create or that you want to ask. So the point is, guys, you got to have funnels. We also use funnels in all of my Facebook ads as well. So when we run Facebook ads, once they submit the lead form, that confirmation page, that thank you screen, we have a button at the bottom that links to the next step in our funnel, which is going to be the questionnaire. We're usually offering some type of free blueprint or custom plan or something like that, right? Or some additional free lead magnet. And that links out to our funnel. Okay. So very, very important that you guys have a funnel, guys, because it's really going to help improve the quality of your leads. The more steps you have in your funnel, and I'm not saying go crazy. Like, you don't need to go crazy with this and have like really long funnels, but adding just a couple of steps to your sales process within your funnel here can make a huge difference, guys. Follow up. So at the very minimum, you want email and text messages. The goal for me, anyways, with my follow-up is to provide value and educational content. I want to teach people about my product and service in a way that's helping them solve their problem. So a good way to do this is ask yourself, what are the top 5 to 10 common questions that people search in Google or ask you on a sales, maybe when you're on a sales call, they have these, like you hear the same questions all the time. Those questions that people are asking, that's your key to really good follow-up content, right? So I'll give you an example. If we offer a free life insurance guide, or let's do final expense, right? So we're offering a free final expense guide within our marketing. People opt into that. They're obviously interested in final expense, which means that they're going to have questions about final expense. So if you're the person that answers those questions over time, do you think that you have a much higher chance of them coming to you when they're ready versus somebody else? Absolutely, because you're already answering all of their questions, right? So a good example, like one email could be, how exactly does final expense work? How do you choose a beneficiary? How much does final expense typically cost? how do you typically qualify for a final expense, right? Each one of those is a separate email that you can send, which of course within those emails, I usually have a button at the bottom of each email that links out to the next step of the funnel, right? It's all connected. It's all tied together. The occasional text too is great because this is actually something I'm starting to implement now, where we're doing more text messages. Don't go crazy with it, but if you send an email talking about how much, let's say we just do a general overview of how final expense works, or maybe we have a checklist. So they already requested the free guide, but maybe now later on, maybe like 3 or 4 days later, we send them a final expense checklist. Like, hey, here are the top 5 to 7 things that you need to focus on when you're looking to get final expense. And when you send that email, right after you send it, send a text to that person saying, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, I just sent you an email with a free final expense checklist. It's got 5 to 7 important things when it comes to final expense, blah, blah, blah. All of these things are phenomenal ways to get responses, stay in front of people, guys. You would be amazed at how many people respond to this marketing at some point. Again, not always right away, but we're doing a life insurance campaign right now, and we're just asking people like, hey, did you request this for yourself or for a family member? We send that in a text. We're getting a lot of responses from stuff like that. So I guess at the end of the day, you're not trying to do a hard pitch here. You're not trying to do a hard sell right off the bat. You want to focus on providing value to people. More value you provide to people over a long period of time, the better your return on investment is going to be with your marketing. Automations and smart CRM, these things kind of go together. I was talking about this with a coaching client the other day, and your automations, like when you're thinking about what automations you want to create, you want to think about the holes you want to plug within your sales process, right? And a great question to ask yourself is, where are you losing sales? Okay, think about that for a second. Is it are you just not able to get people on the phone? Okay, so obviously we need to add to your automation, in the beginning of the process when people are opting in for your lead magnet. Okay, so we need to reevaluate that automation, maybe add to it, maybe create supplemental automations, right? Are you losing people after you get them on the phone? Are they not filling out the application? Are they not closing? Whatever. Okay, so if that's the case, we need an automation to help with that. Are people not showing up for an appointment? Creating a simple appointment no-show automation can help you get people back on the phone, get people back on your calendar, right? So you want to ask yourself when you're creating automations, and I talk about this a ton on my channel. You can check out the Go High Level 2 tutorials playlist, guys, on how to create stuff like this. It's not that hard, but you want to kind of map out your sales process and what are the things that can go wrong? What are the things that can cause you to lose the sale? And then create automations around that stuff so that when those things do happen, you can very quickly and easily trigger these automations to hopefully keep the deal moving forward, right? Really, really powerful stuff. So that's the foundation, guys. You got to have your funnels, got to have some basic follow-up in place, a couple of automations, and I guess the thing I'll finish up with when it comes to the foundation, you don't have to have tons and tons. You don't have to have like 6 months of follow-up in place to get started. You don't have to have dozens of automations. You don't have to have every single hole plugged within your sales process in order to get started. You're going to get feedback from your pipeline the more you do this. And as you get that feedback, you can now add additional automations, different types of follow-up, right? Your pipeline is going to give you really good feedback, and you want to listen to that feedback because that's what's going to tell you what else to put in place. So keep that in mind, guys. All right. So that's the foundation. Check the chat here. Recommended ad budget for Facebook ads for final expense leads. I always recommend, regardless of the industry, a minimum of $20 to $25 per day. Assuming you're doing, multiple states. I typically do lots of states or nationwide. It's going to be different if you're doing your local city because your audience is not going to be as big. With local, you can probably get away with $5 to $10 per day, depending on how big the audience is. But typically when you're doing multiple states, you're doing nationwide, generally a pretty big audience size. I recommend $20 to $25 per day minimum. Can we have a business without running ads? Someone was saying GHL by itself, like an empty skeleton, you need traffic to use maximum what it offers, looking to switch from agency to SaaS. It's kind of a loaded question there. Can we have a business without running ads? Yeah, you don't have to run ads. You can do, well, that's kind of what we're about to talk about, is going to be the actual marketing platforms that you do your prospecting on. GHL is an empty skeleton, I guess. I don't know. Like with SaaS agencies, yeah, you want to create something custom for a particular industry, for a particular type of audience. You don't want to sell chiropractors the standard go high level and call it your own SaaS product. Like that's bullcrap. You want to put something in place for chiropractors, right? So I guess from a SaaS agency owner perspective, it's kind of an empty skeleton, but it's giving you all the tools you need to customize it. So I do not have a mortgage loan course right now. I haven't run ads in mortgages, so I'm not completely. I don't have a ton of experience in that, so unfortunately not. All right, let's finish this up. Marketing platforms. Now, and I should mention regarding the mortgages, this stuff, like it applies to any industry. I've done this in so many different industries, guys, and it works really, really well in pretty much every industry, because this is all based on sound marketing principles here. If you think about it, we're identifying our audience, so we know exactly who we're going after. We know how to speak their language. We are creating something for free that is going to help them solve a particular problem. They're going to respond to that. We've got automations and funnels in place to follow up with them. Like this is all, like I do the same thing in pretty much every single industry. So even though I haven't done this in mortgages, if I did do it in mortgages, I'm pretty confident that we would be able to do really well in it, following these exact principles. So just keep that in mind. All right, marketing platforms. This is what I recommend, especially if you're just getting started. Pick 2 platforms to target your audience: one paid advertising, one direct outreach. Now, at the end of the day, the more lead generation channels you can have, the bigger your pipeline is going to be, the bigger return on investment you're going to get over time, et cetera. But you have to start somewhere. So I would typically recommend, like within your first 2 to 3 months, you want to have at least one paid advertising system in place and one direct outreach. Now, the direct outreach might not apply to your business, so just keep that in mind. However, you never know. Like that might be kind of in your blind spot, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So anyways, let's start with paid advertising. Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google local service ads are really cool. I'm going to be testing those hopefully pretty soon. My favorite is still Facebook ads, guys. I get asked this. I actually had somebody email me the other day. Matt, are you just, I don't even remember how they asked me, but they're basically like, hey, are you actually getting results with this? Like, is this current? Blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it is. Like, I'm running Facebook ads right now. Right now, it's actually really expensive to advertise on Facebook because of the holiday season. A lot more people running ads and stuff, but we're still getting good results. So, and again, it comes down to applying all of these principles: knowing your audience, having a good lead magnet, having the funnels in place, and the follow-up automations. That's really what makes it work. Okay, now, sure, you have to have good ad creatives, ad copy, do your lead forms correctly, make sure your targeting is on point, stuff like that. But my favorite is Facebook ads. They still work really well. Here's the thing, guys. Sorry, I'm all tangled up here. It really doesn't matter what platform you master. Like, all these platforms work. People get great results with YouTube ads. People get great results with TikTok ads, Google ads. It doesn't matter. Just focus on one. Okay. Focus on mastering one platform at a time, and eventually you could be on all of them. I mean, imagine, in 6 to 12 months, you're on Facebook, YouTube, and Google, and TikTok, like 4 paid advertising platforms. You're going to be swamped. All right. But you have to start somewhere. One is not, I've never in my experience seen one be better than another. It comes down to the system that you have in place. Right. So pick one advertising platform, stick with it, master it, get that system in place, and then move on to the next one. Same thing with direct outreach. I really like, so my favorite direct outreach systems right now are Facebook group prospecting is awesome. Holy crap, guys! Especially if you're in high ticket sales. Oh man, Facebook group prospecting is just awesome. So is LinkedIn. LinkedIn direct outreach, especially if you're using WeConnect, because they allow you to get around the 100 weekly invite limit thing, whatever. But these direct outreach systems are really great because there's really good tools that we can use, like WeConnect is a good example for LinkedIn, that when you set it up one time, it just continues to work for you in the background, kind of like having a prospecting virtual assistant, right? So a good example of this would be maybe we're doing, so if we go to business loans, we've got our business loan Facebook ads going, right? So we're building our pipeline there, but then we're also on LinkedIn reaching out to business owners in this particular industry, trying to start a conversation, sending the connection requests, sending the follow-up messages. We have our profile turned into a lead generation machine. All of that, again, ties together really, really well. And this just, the goal of this is just the more marketing you have in place, the bigger your pipeline is going to be. All right. But you got to start somewhere. And I recommend starting with one paid advertising platform. Pick which one is going to work for you. I really like Facebook, but it's up to you. And then have one direct outreach system in place. All right. Now, what I was mentioning earlier about like with direct outreach, it might not apply to your business. You might not think like, hey, like a good example would be, again, going back to HVAC. Are you going to be reaching out to people in Facebook groups for HVAC? You could. It really depends on how aggressive you want to be. So imagine this. If you're an HVAC provider, or maybe you're an agency doing services for HVAC, if you find Facebook groups in your local city, okay, that are that where your typical homeowner would be hanging out in. And guys, there's like millions of Facebook groups, right? So they're there. And you join these groups that have homeowners in your city. Maybe it's what would you call those groups? Do-it-yourself tips, homeowner tips, and like they're named all different kinds of things, right? But you join those groups as this HVAC provider. All right, you start connecting with these people in these groups, okay, and then you have your Facebook profile set up in a way that turns traffic into actual leads. So maybe you're offering, again, that free 3 to 5 diagnostic checklist or something like that, free HVAC guide to diagnose problems with your AC, or 5 tips for lowering your energy bill. Okay. As people see that and they opt into that, they're now getting exposure to your brand. So even though you might not think you can do direct outreach for your business, if you just shift your thinking, like, hey, how could I reach people doing this? How could I get my free lead magnet in front of more people? You can figure it out, right? LinkedIn is a good example too. Let's say you're an HVAC. What if you start connecting with business owners in your local city? And again, you have it's not just about connecting with people on these platforms. It's also about having your profile become an actual lead generation machine, because a lot of people will visit your profile first before they accept your connection request or respond to your message, right? But let's say you start connecting with business owners in your local city. How do you know by simply sending out a connection request, follow-up message, offering your free lead magnet? Maybe for LinkedIn, you have one that is specifically for business owners, like a 3 to 5 point checklist for businesses to diagnose their AC problems or whatever. Not saying that's the best lead magnet for that industry. I'm just using it as an example. Business owners could absolutely find that valuable, right? And again, the longer you stay in front of them, the more likely you are to potentially get that business. And how much can that business put, or how much can that put in your pocket? How much revenue could that generate? Just one deal from LinkedIn. You never know. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap up with that. Try and focus on doing one paid advertising platform and one direct outreach. All right. See how you can implement that. And I promise you, it could change your business. Okay. Because once you have once you know your audience and you got your lead magnet, you got your foundation in place, it's really about getting on as many platforms as possible to get in front of your ideal prospects. And there's so many different ways to do that. So anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll wrap it up there. I think we're past the hour mark. So we'll start to wrap it up here. If you guys have questions, I'll go ahead and drop the link in the chat if you want to hop on really quick and ask a question. I'm just gonna leave that. I was gonna turn on my speaker, but all right, I'll drop this in. If you guys want to hop on, just make sure your video's on, your audio is good. If you want to chop it up really quick, got a specific question about your marketing. While we're waiting on that, I would love to hear you guys' feedback. What do you guys think about this roadmap? Like this is the exact roadmap that I use in every single industry that I do marketing in. It works really, really well because it's based on sound marketing principles. And yes, it's a lot more work than just throwing up a crappy Facebook ad. But I promise you it's worth it. Like once you learn how to do this stuff, man, it is it's an absolute game changer, guys. So I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways as well. Drop that down below. Show me some love. Was this helpful? And what other questions you guys have? Hop on if you want to go through something in your marketing really quick. Let's see. When I say Facebook groups prospecting, do you DM them? Yes, you can. I don't always do it, but you can. It's a good way to get a conversation going. You have to do it right. Again, you don't want to be salesy, but yeah, I'll send the friend request. I really let my profile do a lot of the work for me. Because again, when you get that friend request, or when you send that friend request, people are going to check out your profile first. And if you're doing business loans and you're connecting with business owners on Facebook in these groups, and when they go to your profile, they see free custom business funding plan or free custom business funding toolkit, something like that. Are they going to respond to that? I don't know. What do you think? I would think so. I mean, not everybody, obviously, but that's why, again, it's not just about sending friend requests and messages. It's having this entire system and foundation in place. So you set up your profile in a way that when people, your ideal prospects, visit your profile, they click on the button or the link in your profile, which goes to your funnel, which when they opt into your funnel, that triggers all of your follow-up, all of your automations, right? All of this stuff is connected. So having this in place, all that stuff in place is really what makes the difference. It's not really the strategy itself, because you can apply this to any type of marketing. It doesn't really matter how you do it. Just the more marketing you do, the bigger your pipeline is going to be. But once you have the system in place, it really doesn't matter how you get in front of your audience at that point. So Sachin asked, going to purchase Agent Lead Gen Mastery. Awesome. You will not regret it. Why do I prefer Go High Level over ClickFunnels? Oh, man. It's not even a comparison, brother. Not anymore. I mean, ClickFunnels is great, but it's when you compare it to Go High Level, it's just there's really no comparison. Like Go High Level does so much more than just give you a funnel builder. It allows you to build your funnel, but then create all of these awesome automations around it. It allows you to do all of your email marketing and text marketing inside of it. Allows you to build these great automations. It allows you to manage all of your conversations. It gives you a pipeline to manage all of your leads and organize all of those leads that you generate within your funnel. So from a value perspective, like there's just, I haven't seen anything even close to Go High Level. It's awesome. And here's the thing. I mean, ClickFunnels is $97 a month. The basic standard program or plan at Go High Level is $97 a month. So why wouldn't you pay the $97 a month to get access to all of these other amazing features instead of just a funnel builder? Now, I know that it came out with like 2.0. I have no idea what is even in that. I can guarantee you it's not even close to anything that Go High Level provides. Again, ClickFunnels, great company. I use them for a long time. But if there's something better out there, like I'm not married to ClickFunnels. I want to go with whatever the best option is. And for me, it's absolutely Go High Level. Yep. All right. Anything else, guys? I'm not seeing anybody hop on, so. Do I offer one-on-one sessions? You can book me for a coaching. It's $250 for an hour right now. Um, if you need assistance, though, like you can join the Facebook group. You can hop onto these trainings as well. I do this every week. You can post in the group. You can reach out to me directly in the Facebook group. Typically, the way that the best way that I found for support is like using Loom videos. So if there's something specific that you're having a problem with, then just make a quick Loom video of it. Send that to me so I can see exactly what you're having trouble with, and then I'll send you a Loom video back. So, but if you want one-on-one coaching, like hey, let's just knock all this stuff out really quick and within an hour, whatever it is that you're struggling with, you can do that too. Yeah, so I have different programs for different industries. So the agent lead gen mastery is specifically for life insurance, annuities, and IULs. Then I have a credit repair lead gen accelerator. That's specifically for credit repair. So no, it's different than the university. What you're talking about is the SaaS agency university. So if you're looking to build a SaaS agency, the university is what you would want. So it just depends on, what business you're trying to build and grow. Well, hello, Mike. Good to see you. Wave to the audience, huh? It's my friend from Las Vegas. Struggling to come up with ideas for follow-up. For example, when someone opts in for Facebook leads, what messages to send? Well, what do they opt in for? Send messages that are related to what they just opted in for. So if they opt in for a credit repair guide, shouldn't you maybe send emails talking about credit repair, breaking down like what I mentioned earlier? What are the top 5 to 10 common questions that people typically ask about that service when they're researching it? Each one of those questions you can answer in a separate email. You now have 10 emails that you can create and send out over a certain period of time, answering a specific question about your product or service. Can you call me now? No. Nice try though. You can hop onto this call though if you want to ask a question. I dropped a link there. Maybe I should see if I can pin it. I don't know how to do that. I need to get better with StreamYard. Yeah, head over to YouTube really quick. I just want to test this out. See if I can see that comment. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, so I have to be on YouTube in order to pin it. Okay, well, that's good to know. Okay, all right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. We're at about an hour and 15 minutes. So hopefully that was helpful. If you don't mind, please show some love. Drop some comments down below. Leave some feedback. Also, if you have any requests for specific topics that you guys want to cover when it comes to marketing, drop those in the comment too. Please hit that like button. Check out the links in the description. Support the channel. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys are crushing it. I hope you take this and actually implement it. If you do, would love to hear about your results in the Facebook group. So reach out to me there. All right. Keep crushing it, guys. And I will talk to you next week. Peace out.